In this video on social community, we'll talk about the marketing applications related to it. So there are quite a few ways you can do marketing in the social community zone. We've talked in previous videos about the difference between paid, owned, and earned media. You can use those different types of media in social networks as well. So on social networks, you can purchase paid advertising space, like a Facebook ad. You can also garner earned media, which are those messages that are distributed for free and are beyond your control as a brand. Most brands participate in social networks specifically to create engagement with its audience, to generate brand awareness and knowledge, and hopefully inspire its fans and followers to generate some positive word-of-mouth communication. So that's what this earned media is. It's those people that connect with the brand, the audience members who connect with the brand, who post, who like, who share content, among other things that is related to the brand. So earned reach, earned media, is the breadth and quality of the contact we have with the users. It's gained when people share positive brand opinions and branded content with others. And it's really invaluable because the influence that person has can really help the other people that read that information or hear that information connect with the brand deeper. It's those personalized brand endorsements are much more effective than actual paid advertising. And then you can look at influencer posts. So these are posts that occur when an opinion leader publishes brand relevant content, such as a blogger who posts in social media about your brand. So there are actually, many brands who will engage with these influencers, who will hire them to try out the product and just simply write about it because they have so many followers that they influence that it's a way to sort of garner that earned media. So the brand in a social network operates as if it were a person. It might be a company, but they operate like they're a node in that social networking community. So you engage with them much like you would your friends in that same network. So we had that graph several videos ago that looked like dots connected by spokes, and each of those dots, each of those nodes is a person or a brand, and we're connected by those relationships in that social network. So as we're going about that, the brand needs to create a brand persona. And that brand persona needs to be consistent with the brand's style, with a consistent voice and personality across all social media channels that the brand uses. So treat your brand as if it was a person. And so as you're developing, who your brand persona is, think about the Travelocity roaming gnome. He stays in character in every context whether he's on TV or in TV ads or on social media. So ask yourself these questions as you build your brand's social media persona. What are the brand's core values? What social objects illustrate those values? What has the brand promised? What are the aspirational attributes of the brand? What traits are associated with it? What opportunities exist for the brand? And what stories bring the brand to life? Storytelling is a huge aspect of social media. So how can you create a story and a personality around your brand that you can communicate on social media consistently? Then there's real-time marketing. Now this is kind of the thing about social media. It happens so quickly, and you can miss your window of opportunity very quickly. When the Super Bowl when the power went out at the 2013 Super Bowl, it halted play for a period of time. And Oreo's digital agency responded fast by tweeting this picture with this caption, "You can still dunk in the dark." They were able to tie into the event, the Super Bowl event, by responding in real time. But they had to do that by actually working on Super Bowl night. The members of the agency were together with the client, and they were watching the Super Bowl and looking for opportunities to happen. So here is a video about how they went about doing that and how quickly they were able to respond.
How the Super Bowl blackout last night helped Oreo brand shine brightly. We're going to discuss that now. Sarah Hofstetter, president of 360i, was behind Oreo brand shining brightly. Well done on that. The lights go out, and then you were there. Tell us the scene and what you did to help Oreo really seize the moment.
Well, Oreo was already an advertiser in the Super Bowl, so our team was all gathered at the office, waiting and listening to the conversation that was happening and ready to capitalize and optimize the campaign in real time. So when the lights went out, everybody was together and ready to get moving on it. And the first thing that came was, hey, this is an opportunity. The entire world is watching and there's nothing on. So quickly, everyone pulled together a design, a caption. The folks from Oreo were in the room, and we got something out in just a few minutes.
Now, just a few minutes. Exactly how many minutes was it? Because there's just a few minutes can mean a lot of things. It can actually mean an hour. It could mean 2 minutes. What was it?
Well, the post itself went out 10 minutes after the blackout hit. We were actually units before that. So after 5 minutes, we had the design, the caption, and everything ready to go. But we also wanted to make sure that everyone was safe. We still didn't know for sure that it was just a power outage. So once we got the go-ahead that everybody was safe and that it was simply a technical failure, that's when we posted. So it was 10 minutes from the time that the blackout happened until the time that on social networks.
Sarah, I understand that this is the most retweeted Oreo tweet ever.
Oh, I don't know about ever, but certainly for the brand Oreo, it was very exciting and the best performing tweet that the brand has had to date.
Okay. Now, is this the way that advertising is going to be going forward? When you see an opening, you have to move really quickly?
That's a great question. I think it's more about being relevant at the right time. And the Oreo brand has always been exceptionally brave about testing new waters. It's really been fantastic to see the brand be relevant in cultural communications for years now. And because they've built a following over the years, they have 31 million fans on Facebook, tens of thousands of people following on Twitter. We gave the fans what they were looking for, and they responded with fantastic advocacy. So you've got to build before you can jump into a conversation like that.
Okay, great stuff. Thank you very much for joining us. Sarah Hofstetter, president of 360i, the one behind getting that tweet out there in such short order.
So again, if you notice, they had their whole team already together when watching the Super Bowl. So they were able to respond immediately with a plan to brainstorm how they were going to respond, and within 10 minutes, were able to design the ad and get it posted. That's astounding. So here's how you can use paid media in social communities. Display ads are one way. They can include text, graphics, video, and sound, and they're much like traditional print ads and commercials, except that they appear in a web-based environment. And then social ads are that form of online display ads that incorporate user data in the ad or in the targeting of the ad that enables that social interaction within the ad or within the landing page. So that landing page would be the page that you send the audience member to once they click your ad. So data is used to deliver messages that are relevant to the recipient based on their online behaviors. You've probably heard the phrase retargeting or remarketing. And that's where, maybe you're on an Amazon site and you're searching for a particular product. And then you go to Facebook and you start seeing ads for that thing that you were just searching for on Amazon. So that's where that user data, your behavioral data online is used to send you advertisements that are relevant to you at that moment. So there are 3 variations on social ads. There's social engagement ads that they contain creative like image and text, along with an option to encourage the viewer to engage with the brand, like click the like button or something like that. And there's a social context ad that includes ad creative and an engagement device and personalized referral content from people in the viewer's network. So that's kind of like a native ad. And then there's organic social ads, which are shared on a person's activity stream following a brand interaction, such as liking the brand. So once I go maybe like a particular brand's Facebook page, then I begin to see more of their organic ads appearing in my news feed. So native advertising I mentioned in the previous slide, that's paid advertising that's based on a forum unique to the vehicle within which it's placed. So this would include things like sponsored posts in Facebook or promoted tweets in Twitter. So you might have seen these before and not really realized what they are, but it might be an ad. I see one a lot for the New York Times, I believe it is, where it looks like, these 6 friends of mine liked the New York Times. And so it looks like it's part of my news feed that they just liked this particular brand. But really what it is it's a paid ad that makes it look like part of my news feed. So it feels less intrusive than an ad. It feels more like content than it does advertising. So this figure from your textbook shows the relationship between owned, paid, and earned media. So if you look at the yellow, the paid digital media, this includes things like paid ad placements on the social channels or any types of partnerships in games, networks, forums, or blogs or sales promotions. It might even include paying an influencer to talk about your brand. And then you have earned digital media. So sometimes you use your paid media to feed your earned digital media. You use it to create that engagement that will hopefully earn you some media. So earned digital media can include things like seeded content, blog posts from people, some of the networks that are created, the communities and forums, and those all feed on each other. This is where you can listen and engage and respond to what your audience members are saying about your brand. But sometimes you can jumpstart that dialogue by using paid advertising. You can also use that paid digital media to jumpstart your owned media, or to drive people to your owned media. And then your owned media, of course, includes things like your corporate websites, your blogs, and any type of direct messaging that you do to your audience. So they're very interrelated. And as I've said in previous lecture videos where we talked about owned, earned, and paid media, you want a good balance of those forms of media in order to create a really solid marketing strategy. So as you launch into social media marketing for your brand, you want to know, is your brand really ready for social communities, to set up that type of engagement? Because once you get started on it, it does take some time and effort to continue to build those relationships with your audience. And if you kind of go radio silent for a little while on your social media posting or engagement opportunities, you're going to lose them. So do you really have the commitment to participate in those social communities on a regular basis? And if you do participate, where should the brand be? What social channels should you be more engaged in? And how can the brand's profiles be developed in such a way to reflect the brand's personality? What is your brand persona going to be? And if there are fan pages that exist among people who are loyal to your brand on social sites, how can the brand leverage those sites to meet its objectives? So it could be that, let's take Oreo, for example, because we were just watching a video about Oreo. Maybe some of Oreo's fans, people who really engage with the Oreo brand, have started their own fan pages on Facebook that are not owned by Oreo, that are not managed by Oreo. So how can Oreo connect with those people who run those fan pages and engage with people that are already established as a strong brand followers? And how can the brand integrate its social network presence into other campaign components? How can you integrate what you're doing on social media with your traditional media or with other types of advertising that you're doing? And that concludes the lecture on Chapter 5.